What's something that changed your way of thinking completely? A few years ago, I was on a flight sitting next to a man who looked to be in his 80s. He was wearing a suit and looked very professional. We talked for a bit and he told me he was a doctor. I asked him what kind of doctor he was, and he said he was a pediatrician. I told him that was amazing and asked him what the most important thing he learned in all his years of practice was. He thought for a moment and then said, "I've learned that everyone is fighting a battle you know nothing about, so be kind, always." I was a little taken aback by his answer, but I nodded and said that was a good lesson. We talked for a little while longer and then he fell asleep. After we landed, I saw him being greeted by a woman who looked to be in her 50s. She hugged him and said, "Hi, Dad." I smiled and walked past them. As I was leaving the airport, I saw the same woman who had hugged the doctor. She was sitting on a bench crying. I walked over to her and asked if she was okay. She looked up at me and said, "My dad just died." I was shocked. I asked her what happened, and she told me that her dad had been diagnosed with terminal cancer a few months ago. He had been given 6 months to live, but he wanted to see his granddaughter graduate from college.